Tom, you okay?
Yeah, dude. This list, this CBSI hot comics list is fire.
I know, and we just got it. This thing hot off the presses, and we are here super late at night bringing you comic book speculation and investing information. Go check out comicbookinvest.com. This is the best website to check out the top 10 list, and these are the guys that help us get the information for us to be able to make these awesome videos for you every single week.
And we're going to kick this list off with number 10.
That's a great place to start, Tom. Let's start at number 10.
Let's do it. First comic on the list is
Monstrous number 1.
Near Mint, going for $50.
Now, Monsters number 1, when it first came out, sold out almost immediately. We're talking less than a week image print run. And image print runs are generally pretty small, like, 15 to 20,000 books. Sold out immediately. Second print sold out in a week. Third print sold out in a week. We were seeing, even a month after the book came out, first print of number 1 was $20. Second print of number 1 was $15. Third print was $10. I mean, so the second, third, all of the prints, but Monsters.
Strong story.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing artwork.
Yep.
The color work kind of reminds me of like a 300 vibe, but with like fantasy though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And if you like Sana Takada's art, the covers are fantastic. The interiors are fantastic. Takada's been doing the Dark Crystal variant covers for Boom Archaic. Great stuff. But yeah, absolutely. Check out Monsters for Image Comics. Issue number 1 going for about $50 right now.
Moving on to number 9 on the list, Strange Tales number 180.
So first appearance of Gamora.
Classic.
Right.
Classic Jim Starlin.
I think this is a great cover. I know the guys here didn't really like the cover, but Tom, what did you have to say about this Starlin cover?
Okay, so Ryan, Fire Guy Ryan, and I are doing a breakdown video, episode by episode, comic for comic coverage of the Infinity Gauntlet. And when Silver Surfer and Drax enter into the Soul Gem, when Thanos removes their soul and puts it into his gauntlet, into the stone, well, when they wake up in the Soul Gem, they wake up to this Machamp-looking Jim Starlin creature. And this cover is awesome because you just got him on there.
Right.
This is classic Jim Starlin
And it all
creature,
ties in.
monster, tying into that Infinity universe.
It absolutely does. And before we got the notification from the comic book speculation invest guys, the CBSI guys, I have a copy of 180 Strange Tales 180 selling in my eBay store. I've had 3 separate people shooting me offers all week for this book. So I already knew that it was a hot book before they mentioned it. So it's definitely upward on the move. Gamora is a fantastic character, and we know we're going to be seeing more of her in the next Infinity War movie.
We're seeing this book go for as high, a 9.4 going for $325. Near Mint's going for $225.
And if you can get a slabbed signature series by Jim Starlin, pick it up, because as we know, Jim Starlin is not signing for CGC anymore. So this is a really, really good thing to pick up if you get a book like this that's signed. Moving
on to number 8, Captain Marvel, number 14. Now we have something pretty cool that happened today, Russ.
Yeah, absolutely. So I got a collection a little while ago, probably a little bit over a week ago, and I posted it on Instagram, a photo of this amazing 1 in 30 Amanda Conner variant cover of Captain Marvel 14. And as you know, Captain Marvel 14 is first Kamala Khan. So the regular covers are going for over $200. And what was a 9.8 going for, Tom?
9.8 going for $900.
Absolutely stunning. And that's the normal cover. I ended up selling mine for $12.50 shipped today, and that's the variant cover. That's raw. It's a sharp-looking book.
Well done, Russ.
The variants are stunning, but even the regular ones are going for $200 on this one. You've got a hot character, and it is just moving upwards. Next on the list, coming in at number 7, we have Flash number 170, which is first appearance of Cicada.
Going for right around $25 to $30. Going up in the market because of his new cameo that just happened in the CW series, The Flash. Them showing off that little lightning bolt, which is like what he uses to harvest like the energies of people's lives that the Flash has saved to feed his own.
And we keep seeing more and more of these. If it shows up in the CW, we're going to see a spike. The Flash, Arrow, DC, Legends of Tomorrow, anytime something shows up one of those books, we're seeing spikes with it. And again, this one is just following suit as well.
We have that DC app around the corner as well, so we're going to see even more shows coming. I'm sure
Right.
that we're going to see some new Teen Titans stuff popping up pretty soon.
Oh,
some
definitely.
Perez keys popping out of the woodwork.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking forward to it, but we're moving on to number 6. The Last Days of American Crime.
So this is a Rick Remender book, and it just got optioned for a Netflix series. And the director of Taken 2 is supposedly tied to this one. There is a lot of good buzz. Remender is a great writer. He's currently working on 7 to Eternity. He's finishing up the miniseries Death and Glory. He gave us Black Science. He worked on Deadly Class, and this is another one of those great ones. Now, Tom, you had the opportunity to read a little bit of this one. What did you think? Tell us about this book.
Split between like Sin City meets The Purge.
Okay.
This is a future where the American government is able to control people's actions and prevent them from performing any crime. I think this is going to translate well to like a sci-fi thriller.
I hope so. It sounds like a Red Dwarf episode that was with a Justice Field on it. If you have an opportunity to check out that episode, go see Red Dwarf.
Something like Black Mirror or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's kind of
for
cool
sure.
doing that. So
I'm down.
Last Days of American Crime is going for 20 to 25, and there are lots of different variants of number 1. Pick the one that you like. Make sure to get this before it spikes even hotter. This Netflix series is looking to be pretty good.
Yeah, I'm betting on this one. This is going to land.
Coming in at number 5, we have The Last Jedi number 5. It's a 1 in 25 Lopez cover.
Kylo Ren.
Yeah, Kylo Ren choking out Hux. And it's another one of those. It's a low print run. Not a lot of people bought this book. And it's just kind of a cool cover. The Star Wars fans are going to buy it. I mean, we talked the other week about the San Diego variants, and you have the Transformers people. Transformers people are going to buy it. Star Wars fans are just as rabid. If you have something that is a one of a kind, something that is scarce, they're going to want to put it on their wall, display it, and look at it forever.
They dig those like almost photo cover swipes.
Yeah, they really, really do. And this one's going for $50 to $60 currently.
Very good. Number 4 on the list is the awesome classic, now classic, but like was done in the early 2000s, Jim Lee variant.
Now, Hush is a Batman classic. This is one of those things, if you have not read Hush, go out and get it. Issue 608 is the first part of Hush. Now, a normal first print cover of 608 goes for right around $10. This second print with entirely different art, Jim Lee redid this art, and it is a gorgeous picture of Batman standing on a gargoyle. And I found one of these in a box. Actually, one of my helpers found one of these in a box. And she's like, Russ, this comic's worth a lot. And I'm like, Megan, I have lots of things that are worth a lot just in a random box. She's like, no, this comic is worth a lot. Come look at it. And I went and I looked at it. I'm like, wow, that comic's worth a lot. And immediately we had one of our regulars come in the day after, and Megan ended up selling them to him. But yeah, this book is worth way more than we thought it was going to. It was just kind of like, oh, it's a second print. It's not anything, but the cover is cool. It's a great Jim Lee. It's a great story. And it's just something, if you can find this at a good price or any price, go pick it up. We're seeing them, what, $90 to $100 is about what we're looking at raw?
That's correct. And 9/8 selling for about $360. Whew.
That is good.
It's a hot book.
Jim Lee is one of those artists that even if the book doesn't spike, you can be really happy having it in your collection because it's just so good.
Number 3 on the list, coming in strong, Infinity Wars number 1. This is the premiere variant.
Yes, these were supposedly issue at 2 per store. And,
Hey, Russ, how many comics did you get?
None.
But you're supposed to get 2 of them.
I was supposed to get 2 of them.
But if you're supposed to get 2 of them and there were 2 per store, and you didn't get the 2.
You know what? That
then
means
it wasn't even.
There's probably fewer of them out there than we think. Now, no blame anywhere, but there's this phenomena referred to as the West Coast screw.
Oh, you can't say that. That's like saying like the Bye-Bye Man or something.
No, I know it's like Slender Man. You say
Yeah.
it too many times. No, West Coast screw happens. There are just points in times where variants happen on the East Coast, and as they trickle west, we just don't get them.
Right.
You know,
What's this comic book going for?
this comic book is going for $45 to $50 raw. And as I was looking for them on eBay and going, I didn't get this. So if you got a copy, and if your shop got their 2 copies, enjoy. This is going to be a hot book. This one looks really, really great.
Less than 2 per shop. Ooh.
I know. It's
Dang, I'm wishing
crazy.
you got one. Now we're moving on to number 2. Number 2 is a It's just a classic gem.
Number 2 is an oldie but a goodie. And nobody says the books on this list had to be affordable. Coming in at number 2, Fantastic Four number 1. We are steadily seeing this book move up and up and up. A 0.5 went for over $3,000.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
It's just amazing. And that same book was going for just about $1,000 last year. Last year, we're seeing it move up that quickly. Now, we're not seeing a whole lot of graded ones on the market, higher grade. We know they're out there. They're just not changing hands right now. And I don't know whether people are waiting in anticipation of the new acquisition of all of these properties. New Fantastic Four is coming out next week. And there's 40, 50 different covers of that one coming out. And depending on how the new writing is, how the new story is, and if they can actually make a movie worth its salt, we may see some serious movement in Fantastic Four in the real near future.
And that's why I made the list.
That is why I made the list. That is also probably a reason why number 1 made
Number
the list.
1. This book. Let's talk about this book.
Yeah.
Hulk. Number 181. Coming in strong. Number 1 on the list for this week.
I love Hulk 181. And
This book is like, it's like an old friend. How often does he come to visit?
oh, I've had this book come in 5 or 6 times, but the first couple times that Tommy and I even had anything together were because of this book. The first time I was at a show with Tom was I ran into you at the Meridian Park show, and
I got that?
That was when you got,
when I
and it
got
was
Wolverine,
he bought
yeah.
a raw 181, and we got it slabbed, and you
7.5.
yeah, it came back at a 7.5, and the guy was selling it at 5, and we thought it was a little bit nicer than that. But the Hulk 181 story that I like to tell is
Oh, we're
Yeah.
You want to get into that one?
I do.
Oh,
I had a
geez.
collection come into the shop, and I'm going to shout out to Dave right now. You know who you are. So we had a collection come to the shop, and it was big news that at a local prison, there had been a prisoner that died and wasn't found until about 12 hours later. And I was talking to one of my regular customers who actually worked at that prison. He knew the guard, and apparently this guard was nicknamed Fast Freddy because he was slow at everything, and he would take naps throughout the nighttime. And you're supposed to do roves hourly and walk around and make sure the prisoners are still in their cells and all of the above. And he would just sleep through his roves and sign off on it. He missed 10 straight roves, and at some point in time, the guy had passed away and rigor mortis. And it took 3 of the people who work at the prison to get him out of his cell because he was in such a state of rigor mortis. This inmate passed away, and then his wife brought his comic book collection to the shop.
This is a freaking supernatural episode now that's going to happen. We're
Right.
summoning the ghost of this prisoner.
But the collection came into the shop, and it had a lot of good stuff, and it was a pretty big collection. And I called Tom, and
Yeah.
Tom took an extra long lunch from the bank, and we, negotiated with the people.
Yeah.
But the Hulk 181 looked pretty good. We sent it off to get it graded, and it came back at a 9.6. We were not expecting that at all. But
That
Hulk
was
181.
the biggest grading win that I've ever had.
Oh, yeah. No.
But
it was
no,
good.
like, they
we
just-
were expecting like an 8.5.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just absolutely crackerjack. But Hulk 181 coming in at number 1 again. Such an amazing book. Every time it goes up, it feels like it's going to plateau, and it goes up again. And I mean, it's $4,000 for a near mint one. And I mean, you're just finding copies at even low grade. I've got people looking for VG that are willing to pay almost $1,000 for that.
VG with that stamp removed.
VG with a stamp removed,
People
you're
don't
still
even
looking
care
at $500,
anymore.
$600. No, I mean, people just want the book to be in their collection.
Used to be under a $200 book with that stamp removed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And now we're seeing Eidos hit 4K.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Again, guys, thank you so much for getting us this list so we're able to share this with everyone out here in the comic book world. Check them out, comicbookinvest.com. And as always, remember to geek responsibly.
We are the ones who get this list just in time for simultaneous release. So if you want to hit that notification bell, you should do it before we end the podcast because you don't want to miss out on this video that we do weekly. We cover the hot books. That's what we do here. We do appreciate your time. And as always, geek responsibly. Enough said. Thank you so much for watching the video. Did any of these comic books spike for you? Do you have any of these in your long box? Let us know in the comment section below. We'd like to hear about it.